to Off the Cuff with Adam Plouffe. Today we have a very special guest on the show, Shawn Zemla, the lead guitar player, rhythm guitar player, and co-writer of the local Winnipeg progressive metal band Lykeum. Hi Shawn, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
So tell us a little about yourself, how you got involved in music in the first place.
Well, I've always been interested in music in every sense of the word. I mean, any kind of creative expression that I can get my hands on, writing, just creating art through any sort of medium, and music just seemed to be in line with what I felt as an individual creatively.
How did you meet the guys in the band here?
I've been a fan of this band before I joined for a number of years. They were originally known as Faust, and I guess after a number of member changes and whatnot, they changed the name to Lykeum. And I guess I met all these guys years and years before I was even considered to join the band, and that has its own personal history in itself, just that whole story.
Were you involved in any other bands before that?
I jammed with a number of projects, Fear of Sanity being one of them, Serrated Scalpel. There was another number of metal projects that I got involved with, but nothing that was coming close to fulfilling what I thought was my creative expression that I could basically get my hands on, writing, lyrically, philosophically, spiritually, whatever. Music just seemed to be in line with what I was doing with my life.
Okay, so how did you get involved with the band?
I never saw myself playing in this band per se. I just always wanted to be in a band that was good. I mean, no matter what the style of music. And I guess metal seemed to be along the lines of what I felt personally was what I had holding up to my highest values was heavy metal. It just seemed to be congruent with everything that I felt about the establishment and thought and life.
So you're a pretty active member in the writing of the music here?
I would have to say I'm one of the main songwriters at this point, and I guess without my contribution there really is no Lykeum, right? So
what does this mean to you on a very deep level, like writing, and what kind of message you want to convey with the music?
I guess right to it, spiritually for me, it's one of the most effective avenues of creative expression. And I mean, aside from writing the music, lyrically, we take a lot from ancient history and philosophy and just a lot of personal tastes and interests that I've had my entire life. So it's been, for me, a very fulfilling way of expressing all those ideas in an artistic and creative way that I wouldn't otherwise be able to do, or even acceptable by society standards, where as soon as you put it in music form, people seem to be more receptive to it.
Okay. The band name Lykeum, where does that come from? What does that mean?
Well, formed by Aristotle, who was a student of Plato, it was basically, I mean, you can sum it up as a sort of rebelliousness against the establishment, being rejected over inheritance of a school, Plato's school. Aristotle formed Lyceum as, I guess, inadvertently for me, as a way of rebelling and forming his own school. So I guess we kind of stand for that in the same sort of sense, in that sort of vein, where we're sort of rebellious against established thought and just the whole notion of having a concrete system of values which needs to be questioned. And I think we sort of formulate our music lyrically and otherwise around that.
I guess it brought you quite the challenge for your character, almost.
Absolutely. It's basically shown me that I'm capable of much more than I ever thought I could be, musically especially. I mean, like I said, if you're good and you're passionate, the music will speak for itself.
That's all the time we have on the show. I'd like to thank Shawn once again for coming on. You've been great.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks much.